guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Lavinia and I post beauty videos regarding makeup, skincare, acne positivity, and showing you real unfiltered beauty, because today we're doing a full face of new makeup, all new high-end products that just launched, literally from primer all the way down to lip gloss. Full face of first impressions, and we're doing a full hour wear test. This is actually me after 10 hours of wearing this makeup, and this is how it's looking. And honestly, I think any makeup review out there is kind of useless unless it has a wear test and unless they're showing it on unfiltered skin. So I'm giving you all of that today. We're going to be testing out so many new products. I have the new Anastasia foundation, new NARS concealer. We have a bunch of new skin prep launches, blushes, the new Kosas powders, mascara, eye products, lip stuff. There is so much for us to test out today, so I thought, you know what, let's sit down and just do it all in one face and really give you like the whole what's new in beauty review all in one video. We're going to be doing the application, showing you what it looks like in different lighting, and taking you through a full day wear test. So if that's something you're interested in, just keep on watching. But before we jump into that, I have to remind you guys about my podcast, Loud Talk with Lavi, where we break down the walls of beauty standards one flaw at a time. New episodes every Sunday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or any streaming platform. It's a great time over there if you want to get in on like more in-depth conversations regarding beauty, confidence, all of that. It's a really great space. But without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup first impressions.
Tell me, baby, what's the problem? 'Cause I keep trying to figure it out. Oh no.
Look at the amount of product we have to try out today. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. There's so much in here. There's actually so many new skincare launches, which we're going to start off with to prep the skin for this makeup today. We have new serums, sunscreens, all of it. These are the new Milk Jelly skincare sticks. We have cooling water and watermelon jelly glow. Let's try these out. I don't even know what to expect out of this. What the heck? This is the cooling water. This is supposed to have seawater, aloe, and niacinamide to soothe, refresh, and reduce the look of redness and puffiness. Okay, let's just apply. Oh, it does feel cooling on the skin. Okay, that does feel nice. I feel like I'm rubbing Jello on my face though. And it's supposed to provide blue light protection. I'm a little skeptical about that. I like the feel of it as like a makeup prep. I like niacinamide in here. Yeah, it feels nice. I feel like maybe this is just like a fun product to use. I'm not sure if it would be like part of my like new everyday skincare. I feel like they're just like going off of like, this is a fun product to use, how it's like jelly and like blah blah blah. This one is supposed to be the watermelon glow with watermelon fruit extract, my Trixel to smooth skin and minimize the look of pores, and it's supposed to give that minimized pore look that has a little pinky hue to it. This also feels just as cooling, but maybe a bit more glow. What do you think? I don't know how I feel about these. Obviously, I'd have to like maybe use them longer to see like any longer term effects. I feel like they're more just that fun product to play around with, you know, just be like, ooh, this is nice and cooling, and kind of like more for the fun of the product rather than like buy this product for the skincare benefits, if that makes sense. Not mad at how it feels on the face. It's a little bit tacky, so this might actually work as my makeup primer today, but we'll see about that. Okay, and next up for prepping the skin, we have the new MAC Hyper Real Serumizer Eye 360 Bright Eye Treatment. What does that even mean? I love the MAC Hyper Real Serumizer, the face one they have. I think that one is really good, and the moisturizer for skin prep. This has Japanese peony extract, which is like their target ingredient, vitamin C, niacinamide, and peptides. I did go to the MAC launch of this, which was the coolest event of my life. It also did come with this little applicator, which feels nice. You know, it's nice to do like a little self-care with an eye cream, and I'm not the biggest eye cream person, I'll admit that. You know, I feel like I just always take my moisturizer up to my eyes. I'm not really ever looking for like a different targeted solution on my eyes, and I find sometimes eye creams are very overpriced for like the same ingredients. But if I have an eye cream on hand that I just simply like the texture of and can use kind of as makeup prep, that might be nice. I like the feeling of this so far. We'll see if it kind of helps my concealer and stuff smooth on nicer. Obviously let her absorb. Supergoop just launched these new sunscreens and I haven't tried them out yet. We have the Mineral Glow Screen. These are an SPF 40. And we have two different shades, Sunrise and Golden Hour. And then we also have the chemical version in the same shades, Sunrise and Golden Hour. This is the mineral sunscreen in the shade Sunrise. And here's Golden Hour right beside. It's definitely like that deeper hue. Here's Sunrise in the chemical sunscreen. As we can see, the shade is a little little bit different, probably just due to the filters that were used. And Golden Hour. These look really nice on the hand. They don't seem to have like any intense glitter or sheen, but more like that soft sheen to them. All right, so this is the Mineral Glow Screen and this is the Chemical. Okay, the Mineral has a bit of that thicker feel to it. It's zinc oxide based and that definitely feels like zinc oxide. Feels nice though. And with a bit of tint in there, I'm not finding like a crazy white cast. This is blending in really nicely. Very, very hydrating right off the bat. Oh yeah, look at that glow. And then this is the Chemical version over here. Very different consistency, as you guys can probably tell as I'm blending too. Obviously we went in with a generous amount to get to that sunscreen protection. I like the glow this is giving though. I feel like these would be really nice for the summer, and I feel like their texture is gonna prove because they're not emphasizing my texture too much. I kind of like the look of the Mineral one more. This one is emphasizing my texture a bit more because it has just that shiny feel, whereas this just gave more of that glow from within. I think I like the Mineral more. And you know what, as an acne prone girly, I do sometimes lean towards mineral sunscreens more just because they're less likely to sensitize my skin. I love zinc oxide as an ingredient. I'm gonna try Golden Hour on the neck. So we have Chemical over on this side. It's a really pretty color. And Mineral over here. Oh, the Mineral is a lot more orange. Do we see that difference? Wow. So they definitely use different pigments in these to achieve them, but they're not going to be the same color. I like the Mineral on this side more, but I think for the Golden Hour, I like the Chemical more because this one is giving a little bit of that orange hue. Next, we have the new Anastasia foundation. This is the Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. I have 3 shades here. I love this packaging. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. This is the shade 1CR. I feel like this might be a good match. Love this packaging. So luxe. Anastasia was one of the first high-end brands that I had bought from, and knowing that the founder is also Romanian made me feel like I was like supporting family in a way. So it is a thick foundation, as you can see, like it's not drooping down or anything like that. I'm gonna use a brush with this today, so let's go in. Oh, coverage right off the bat. Look at that. I don't know why I was expecting this to be a lighter coverage. I don't know. Holy. Okay, so this says it's supposed to be a blurring second skin formula providing medium to buildable coverage. I definitely feel that medium coverage right now, but it really took down my redness right away. Look at that shade match too. That is a perfect shade match. Okay, it says matte meets moisture with this future formula that blurs while hydrating the skin with a weightless velvety feel. Okay, you guys know I've been on a Raslo for about 6 months now, and there's a lot of foundations that crack up on me and just look so bad by the end of the day. So we're doing a full wear test here, so let's see how this holds up. I really like how this is sitting over here though. I feel like this really did blur the texture out. I love how this is applying. Wait, what? I wasn't expecting to like this so much first impression wise off the bat. And listen, there's a lot about a product that will make it good, right? And the wear test is a big part, but also application is really important. And just like, if you like applying the product, because some products look great. They make it a hassle to apply, and this is just smoothing on the skin so easily. By the way, I'm using the Fenty Beauty 145 brush. I think this is like their foundation brush. I love a brush like this that's densely packed that I can still, you know, smooth out. We do have some pilling going on with the Chemical foundation over here. No pilling on the physical side. This is looking really, really smooth over here. So I'm just gonna clean that up. I am so impressed with how this is looking on the skin. It definitely has that soft look to it. It still has some glow to it, but obviously we'll have to set it down and see how the finished look appears, but it's not emphasizing my texture. It did give me that medium coverage. Let's see if it's buildable. Like I have these spots here. You guys already know sometimes I don't prefer like full coverage. I still kind of like to let some of my skin peek through, but I just want to see how buildable it is. Okay, you can build a bit of it. Honestly, I would kind of say that that first half pump of product on each side of the face is enough. I think building more product, like yes, it's buildable, but it's not really going to give you more coverage, so I suggest not putting more product on the face. There's not really a point in that. Liking how it's sitting so far. The wear test will really tell us, and I'll show you guys different lighting at the end. There's a new Tarte concealer out, and this is how it got delivered to me. It came actually in a whole box with a Ninja Creamy. I just took this part out, like the container. This is so funny. Tarte marketing. This is top tier. I do have the full unboxing on my YouTube channel if you want to go see that, and because that was probably like the best thing ever. But let's try out this concealer. This is the new Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Ultra Creamy Concealer. Double Duty Beauty. We have a few shades here to try out. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade 22N. I like the packaging. I have a controversial opinion. I actually don't like the Shape Tape concealer. I think it's way too dry on my skin, so I'm curious how the creamy will work. I'm gonna put this right under the eyes. The shade looks good. Here's how I'll wear, because the Shape Tape on me clung to all of my texture, all of my dryness, because although I'm acne prone, I have a very dry skin, and it just did not work for me. And especially because it was such a cult favorite for so many people, I was like so bummed out that I didn't like it. But sometimes that's how makeup goes, and I'm really curious about this, but we're gonna keep it real today. I'm actually gonna use one of my favorite brushes, which is also from Tarte. I don't know what this is called, but it's like their little triangle brush. I really like this for blending out concealer because you can get right in there. Okay coverage. Let's see. I'm going to take this up on my lid to also prep my lids for eyeshadow. My lids have been extra dry lately. Okay, a little bit of clinging to the dryness, but not too much. I can't tell if I like this. Okay, I will admit it's clinging to a little bit of my dryness. I like the coverage though, and I like the creaminess it has. It provides me with a little extra coverage, and I will say it's not as matte as the original Shape Tape, so I do like that. Let's get the set down right away. We have new powders from Kosas. These are their Cloud Set Translucent Loose Setting Powders. We have the shade Butter and the shade Candy. Anytime a new powder launches, I'm like that. Let's see how blurring it can actually be on my textured skin. These remind me a lot of the one size compartments. Oh, even like these little pop-ups. So satisfying. This is the shade Candy. Oh my god, even texture-wise, it reminds me a lot of the one size. We have a new little Kosas puff that we'll try out today too. It's nice and blue, so cute. I'm also pretty fair, so sometimes with these colored powders, I get a little nervous, but let's see, they're supposed to still be translucent. I don't really like when powders like ball up on themselves like that. It's harder to get an even application, so I take it on my puff and then tap it into my hand to smooth it out. Let's go right under the eye here. Oh, that is definitely pink. And I'm not baking with this. I'm simply just setting. Are these mattifying? It blurred. Is it the most blurring thing I've ever tried? I don't think so. Let's pick up some more. And I'm gonna set the center of the face. They definitely have that pink hue to it, as you can see. So I would say this one in particular, I would suggest more for the under eye if you like that pink bright under eye, but they're not translucent enough that I would take it up onto the head like that. Let's try the shade Butter. I feel like this is why I like my Laura Mercier powder so much, is because that one doesn't show up so pink on the face. It gives more of that translucent hue. Same consistency. I'm just gonna turn the puff like to the other side. Get in here, pat on the hand, smooth it out, and let's go right under the eye. Oh, okay, this one I was afraid would make me look really orange. It is a pretty neutral yellow, because a lot of these just lean too dark on me. That looks nice. I kind of like the bright pink under the eye. So let's take the pink under both eyes. I feel like these powders almost have a little bit of a sheen to them, which I don't know how I feel. And then I'm gonna take the yellow powder to set the rest of the face so that my face doesn't appear pink or too warm after. Setting the whole center of the face down with this. It definitely isn't matte or super drying, so if you have dry skin, you might like this powder. But in terms of like blurring powders, I don't know that I would consider this very blurring compared to like some of the other ones on the market. I would just say like, hey, it's a nice powder with a bit of a sheen to it. I'm not loving how it's sitting, but we'll see how it wears. I just don't envision that this is going to be like that long wear, super locked in type of makeup, if that makes sense. Now that the makeup's set, let's try out the new Anastasia Impeccable Setting Spray. This is supposed to be a blurring matte setting spray. Is it going to be blurring? I don't know. Let's go on half the face. Oh, I like the mister. Okay, it didn't like soak up my face to be super, super wet. Blurring setting spray, I'm like skeptical about. It is sitting really nice on the skin. I feel like it's, you know, doing its thing. I'm using this to kind of melt everything together. Let's transition to the eyes because we have a lot of newness going on here too. We have a new palette from Lawless. This is the Dreamy Dozen Volume 2 palette. I've never tried Lawless eyeshadows, but when I saw this color scheme, I'm like, I need to do an eye look with this. This is beautiful. So I'm taking the shade right here. It's like a nice taupey warm shade. Let's blend this into the crease. Looking at the shadows themselves, they look like they have a bit of that sheen to them, which is sometimes nice in a matte shadow because it won't look dusty on the eye and it will give a bit of that life. That blended out nice. Other side. Okay. I like the blend of these so far. Minimal fallout. They're just like that creamy formula. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this warm brown. Start working this more in the middle of my eye and working it into the crease as well for that definition. And then taking the original brush to buff out. I feel like this is like the perfect little neutral eyeshadow palette. That would be easy to travel with. I'm actually in the middle of packing to go back to Vienna. So this might be a palette I actually take because it has the mattes in there. I'm mixing those darker shades and going on the outer corner of the eye. I actually really like Lawless as a brand. I feel like some of their stuff is a little underrated, but their lip stuff has me in a literal chokehold. I am so obsessed. My favorite, probably one of my favorite things about makeup is eyes and lips, just like playing around. I think it's so fun. These shimmers look absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna take this gold right here. Oh, these feel really creamy. I'm just gonna go in right with my finger, pat that on the lid. We're doing a really simple look today, leaning into that soft matte glam that I feel like we were all obsessed with a few years ago. I feel like 2025 is the year where we're bringing back glam. No more clean girl, no makeup. I want there to look like there's makeup on my face in like soft, elegant way. Then I'm gonna take this lighter shade that is beautiful and press that even more into the inner corner. Yeah, I like these shimmers. Easy to use, really pigmented, not crumbling up or flaking up. I'm gonna take that same taupe shade on the lower lash line and then the dark brown on the outer corner just to blend everything together. I think that was the quickest eye look of my life. I'm taking a little bit of this creamy shade to highlight the brow bone. Yeah, this is gonna be like that easy go-to palette that you can just use for anything. I feel like that was the quickest eye look I've ever done. We also have the new liquid liners from Lawless. We have a black and a brown shade. I have been on the hunt for a good liquid liner ever since NYC, if you guys remember that. This is the brown shade. It's pretty. They don't feel super liquidy. And then this is the black. Ooh, I don't know how much I like that. I feel like I need something more when it comes to liners. But let me go in with this brown. Let's switch it up today. Lean into that soft glam look. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't prefer like a felt tip liner like this. They're really good to use. I feel like the first few times you use them and then they like instantly dry up on you. I'm gonna do like a little baby soft wing today. I like the shade of this brown liner though. It's a really nice one because it's not too light. Sometimes brown liners go too orange and then I can't wear them because I have dark lashes and then they just look kind of weird. I do like the felt. It's easy to apply. Yeah, really quick and easy to apply. I just feel like this would be the felt that would dry up kind of quickly. But first impressions, easy to apply. I'm just not the biggest fan of these types of applicators, but we'll see how long that will last me because if it does, I do like how it applied. I'm going to take some of that shimmer shade and plop it into the inner corner. Time for mascara. Now listen, if there's one makeup item that I don't think you need to spend a lot of money on, it's mascara, because there's just so many good drugstore mascaras out there that it's like, why would you spend $40 on one? So I really want to see what this new Charlotte Tilbury mascara is all about and if it's worth the high-end price tag. This is the Exaggerate Eyes Volume Mascara. It says 24 hours of exaggerated fast volume curl effect. The bigger the better, darling. 94% saw instant volume, root to tip curl. Eyes look bigger and brighter. I feel like when it comes to mascara, there's always these like crazy claims that it's like gonna completely transform your eyes. This is what the bottle looks like. I mean, absolutely stunning. And it's heavy, guys. This is really heavy. This is a full glass bottle. I don't think I've tried a mascara this heavy before. Let's give my lashes a curl and see what this thing is all about, because there's so many good drugstore mascaras, like so many good ones, great formulas, great wands, that I'm like, do we really need to be spending this much on mascara? And if we do, is it worth it? This is what the applicator looks like. It has that curl to it. It's not a plasticky bristle. I curled these lashes over here, so let's go in. Okay, right away, I like the grip. I do like the grip. It's grabbing them, and you can see it's gripping them up. I kind of like to blink into my mascara and go on the other end and then back up. And don't get me wrong, I have lots of high-end mascaras that I love, but I have a hard time recommending them because I know I can just recommend like a $5 one from the drugstore that will basically look the same. What do we think so far? It's like one coat. It is separating them out nicely. Really get into that inner corner. I feel like it's giving a bit more volume than length. I do wish it was separating them a bit more at the end here, because as you can see, the lashes are kind of sticking to one another. I'm gonna wiggle through. Let's go on the bottom lash. Oh, I do like the applicator from the bottom. It's really easy to hug. Oh, and look at that. It applied really evenly and it didn't like smudge underneath. That's a really nice one for the bottom. I feel like mascara is one of those things that's so personal. Every single person likes a different thing in mascara. But this is what the eyes are looking like with the mascara, without. What do we think? I mean, it looks nice, but I feel like I've gotten similar effects from more affordable mascaras. I really do like it on the bottom lash. I will give it that. I wasn't expecting to like it so much there. It's definitely a very, very black formula. Yeah, I like that for the bottom lash. Okay, let's add some color to the face, guys. We have some new blushes from YSL. We have the liquid blushes and their powder blushes. These literally broke the internet, and not in a good way. So let's try them out. This is in the shade 44. I like this shade. Oh, I can already see how these have that white base, even on a skin tone as fair as mine. Which is not exactly what we want to see. This is a really pretty shade though, but let's give it a blend. Okay, it has a bit of that sheen to it. Well, did that just blend into nothing? Or, and this is not a light shade. Okay, if these aren't even working on my skin tone, yeah, how the hell were they supposed to work on someone deeper? Because I feel like I'm blending, and they're kind of blending into nothing. Now, this shade is the one that spooked everyone, and I mean for good reason. This is shade 69. I think they were trying to do something here to be like, wow, this is cool and innovative, but I feel like even on me, this is gonna look not good. Look how light that is. Yeah, that blended into nothing. I feel like this product could have went so much better. You know, I want to give some of the other shades a chance, but these two shades right here, they just kind of blended into nothing. And this lilac one literally looks ashy on me, and I'm pale as can be, so I don't expect that they would work for anyone, and they didn't. I do have the other shades here. Let's take like the deepest shade, Berry Bang. Okay, this one has some pigment to it. This shade I like. I love this type of berry shade. Blending out nice. I do like the sheen to them, you know, and I like that they're not emphasizing my texture even though they have that glow. I mean, if you're wanting to try this blush, go for a deeper shade. The lighter shades though kind of blend into nothing. You can kind of save your money, especially because they are a high-end product, because they don't give anything. This is pretty, but I think this was just a flop on the marketing and the presentation of this product, making it seem inclusive when it just wasn't. I do want to try the powder blushes though. These are brand new. These are the Make Me Blush. These are stunning. Love the packaging of these. This is in the shade 54. Ooh, they have a very velvety, buttery feel to them. There's some pigment there. And these don't look like they have as much of a white base to them. So I'm gonna apply over here. Ooh. They have a nice glow to them. Look at that. That is really, really pretty. Not in like a glitter way. It's not really emphasizing my texture over there. That is stunning. Then we have the shade, this shade I was really excited about. 44. That is really pretty. Yeah, these have a really beautiful sheen to them. This is reminding me of NARS Orgasm. Oh, these are glowy. But I feel like it's not emphasizing my texture. These are very glowy. These are way more glowy than I suspected them to be. We got a little bit of texture popping here. But I don't know. I like this. I like this formula. I like the packaging. I feel like this, if you're gonna get a blush from YSL, skip on the liquid blushes. The Armani ones are great if you're looking for that more high-end alternative, and maybe try the powders instead. These are pretty. Let's finish this look off with some lip products. A lip product will always make me feel so much more confident in my skin. I've never actually tried the Saie lip liners before, so let's do a little lip combo with these. We have the shade Tease, which is a dark brown. I'm gonna do my underlining the lip technique. But guys, this is so interesting. These feel like a gel formula, but in a pencil. Lighting on nice, not skipping, but they're not waxy. Look, they just kind of blended. That looks really, really pretty. They're not waxy at all. They, you know, and typically like a pencil feels more waxy. This doesn't feel waxy at all. This is in the shade Wink. We'll use this to fill in. They feel very, very light, which is nice because I feel like then you can layer lip products on top and they're not gonna collect. Oh, I like this. I haven't tried a formula like this in so long. This feels great. Let's do one of their lip oils. This one is in the shade Shake. I've never tried this shade before, but I thought it would tie in this soft glam look. That's really pretty. Has a bit of that glittery sheen to it, but it's not emphasizing my lip texture either. We don't have a new bronzer today, so I'm just gonna take my Physicians formula just to add some color to the face, and then let's finish it off with some setting spray. All right, this is the finished look. We have to obviously see how it wears throughout the day, but first let me show you what this looks like in different lighting. Here is the makeup away from the ring light. We can see that texture emphasized since I'm not facing that direct light, and some bathroom lighting. The skin is giving glowy, dewy, fresh. I'm liking it so far, but I'm heading out for a lunch with my cousin, so I have to head out, but I will check with you guys later. Here's the makeup in natural lighting. Okay guys, it's not the end of the day yet, even though my makeup might look like it is. I was actually just at the dentist, so a lot got ruined. This foundation definitely isn't like transfer proof. You know, we do have transferring, some wearing, and then the indentation where the glasses were. So I'm gonna do a quick fix to my makeup because it's only like halfway through the day and I would still love to get like the full wear test out of this. So to do a little fix, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the foundation. What I will say so far, no cracking, which you guys know I have been dealing with a lot of that since I've been on Eraslo. So we'll see how this foundation actually fixes up onto itself because sometimes you can't really apply products over top of other products. So we'll see. I'm just taking this on a little brush. The same brush I used before. I'm going in with the product right over top. Blend out these glasses lines a bit. Also, don't mind the way I'm speaking. My mouth is half frozen. Okay, this is actually layering really well on top of itself, considering we have like powder set down underneath. Look at that. That worked perfectly. The blush is so intact. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna take some of the powder from Kosas that we used and set down the new makeup. I will say, my midday update, this powder is definitely not as blurring as others I've tried. Like my skin texture and pores are definitely showing more than with some other powders I've tried out there, but the touching up, pretty good. Let's touch up this lip. I did bring the lip combo with me, but I was out and about and then I went for lunch. Oh my god, this feels so weird because I can't feel my lip right now. My lip's also drooping down because of the freezing. The drooping is a lot more obvious once I fill in my lip. This is so funny. But hey, just because we have a half frozen face doesn't mean my makeup can't slay. I have some business errands to run, so I'm hoping on the drive there this freezing situation will go down, but the makeup is fixed apart from whatever's happening here. But that's the midday check-in, and I will check in with you guys later at the actual end of the day. Alright guys, it is now the end of the day, so let's do my final check-in. It is 10:12. I've been wearing this makeup all day long. We started applying at 10, so 12-hour wear test here. So let's take a zoom in and look at my skin. All right, so I'm actually very happy with the glow of the skin. The cheek area I feel like looks pretty good, but we do have some wearing. It's not perfect. I feel like from afar it actually doesn't look bad, but you know, there's some texture and some breaking there. I feel like the layering between like the powder and the cream blushes didn't actually play up that well. I'm gonna have to try these again separately. The creams, they gave me nothing, you know, but the powders, I did really like the formula of just like applying, but I'm gonna have to wear them again without the cream just to see like if that gives it a bit of a better wear, because as we can see, it is kind of breaking up a little bit there. The concealer, I'm actually really impressed with how my under eyes look right now. Very, very minimal creasing, which I think is amazing. I didn't think I would love this creamy concealer, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of thought this would be the one product that I didn't really enjoy, but I do really like how my under eyes are looking. And as far as the powder goes, the Kosas powder, I think the makeup actually stayed on a pretty good amount, considering that I didn't think this powder was the most like blurring or mattifying powder. Is it my absolute new favorite? No, but you know, it is wearing pretty nicely. The mascara, I liked this. Is it my new favorite too? No, I feel like I do have other drugstore favorites or more high-end options too that I do like more. The foundation I am very impressed with. I would like to use this again. Loved the shade match, love how it's sitting on the skin. The nose literally disappeared. Where did the nose go? I don't know what happened there. That just completely wore off my face. Same with the chin area, but I feel like fully when I'm looking at the whole face, I like the wear of this. I like how it looks, and it didn't crack up. So although it wore down, it didn't flake off my skin, which has been happening a lot with foundations. So big win there. For the eye stuff, really enjoyed this palette. I'm definitely gonna take this traveling with me. This is like the perfect little, you know, everyday neutral palette. And then I also did enjoy the liners. I don't think they're the most pigmented for me. I typically like something that has a little more punch to a liquid liner, but they're really easy to apply. These glow screens were a big hit in my opinion. I love these. I'm gonna bring them to travel with me. Specifically the shade Sunrise. This was my favorite, the one I used on this side of the face. I think it wore really nice. The shade Golden Hour that I wore on the neck was a little too orange for my personal skin tone, so I'm gonna stick to this one. And I did like how it was sitting on my textured skin more than the chemical sunscreen, so that's interesting. What else did we try out? I'm trying to think. These milk cooling jelly skincare serums, I don't know, I feel like they might be a little bit of a gimmick. They are a fun product to apply, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, that would change the game for me. And I did like the feel of this new eye serum from MAC. Liked this setting spray from Anastasia in terms of feel. Do I feel like it really made my makeup last super, super long and made it look more blurred? No, I don't think that. What else? What else? The lip combo, super, super in love with. I actually was really impressed by the Saie lip liners. You guys know how much a lip combo does for me, and I do think this is one of the best lip liner formulas I have tried in a very long time, so really love these. I'm gonna grab a few of them that I have in my collection here that I haven't tried yet and bring them with me traveling because these are perfect. And then these, I've always liked their lip glosses, so this was just another fun shade. I think it looks really pretty and juicy on the lips. So that is it for today's video, guys. I am ready to take off this makeup. It's been a very long day. I have been filming so much today. I've been up super early and I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night. So it is time for me to wash this off and call it a night. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me in today's new makeup wear test. I love testing out a full face of new makeup and it just feels so girly and fun, and doing it together is always such a great time. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel. Go check out my podcast, Loud Talk with Lavi, where we break down the walls of beauty standards one flaw at a time. Make sure to go check out my short form content over on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with my more day-to-day life. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you'll see me in the next video. Remember to tell yourself that you love about your skin today, and I love you guys all so much. Bye!
Tell me, baby, what's the problem? 'Cause I keep trying to figure it out.